After a 5-year break, Kendrick Lamar made a powerful comeback with The Heart Part 5, and it's more than just a song, it serves as a dynamic reflection of the social issues affecting Black America. Released on May 8, 2022, just days prior to his highly anticipated album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, this single immediately sets the tone for the album's core themes of self-discovery, morality, and the ongoing struggles faced within the Black community. The instrumental behind The Heart Part 5 is rich with emotion, heavily sampling Marvin Gaye's soulful hit, I Want You, from April 1976.
Culture.
Kendrick not only uses the background music, but also incorporates snippets of Gaye's vocals, adding a layer of depth by blending two generations of artistry. However, Kendrick flips Gaye's original love song's meaning, initially about romantic love for Janice Hunter, into a powerful message, asking his community to acknowledge and appreciate his contributions and the sacrifices made by him and the characters depicted in the music video. Throughout the song and video, Kendrick plays with these different viewpoints. He shows how pop culture often mixes up individual personalities with what it means to be Black. Kendrick's point is that Black culture isn't just defined by one messed up person, while also suggesting that we all have a bit of OJ and Kanye in us. It's as much about recognizing parts of ourselves in others as it is about acknowledging that we're all unique.
As I get a little older, I realize life is perspective.
In the first lines, he acknowledges that his perspective on life may not align with everyone's experiences, emphasizing the idea of making room for mistakes, a sentiment that reflects his understanding of vulnerability.
I said I do this for my culture, to let y'all know what a nigga look like in a bulletproof Rover.
He opens the second verse by interpolating the famous lines from Jay-Z's iconic 2001 track, Izzo.
I do this for my culture, to let them know what it look like when it in a roaster.
Right before he delivers this reference, there's a significant visual moment where his face transforms into that of OJ Simpson. This shift symbolizes a deeper conversation about race, privilege, and justice. The mention of the bulletproof Rover alludes to Simpson's controversial ability to evade accountability for crimes in ways that many other African Americans have not been afforded the same privilege. OJ, during his highly publicized trial, famously claimed, "I'm not Black, I'm OJ," a statement that underscores the complexities of identity and race, an idea also analyzed in Jay-Z's The Story of OJ.
OJ like, I'm not Black, I'm OJ.
As the music video progresses, Kendrick's face morphs into resemble Kanye West, highlighting the parallels between their experiences with fame and mental health.
Friends bipolar, grab you by your pockets.
Kendrick appears to critique the nature of friendships within the Black community, suggesting that just as individuals can support you, they can also turn opportunistic, especially in chaotic times. This potential betrayal relates to the public's perception of Kanye, who was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016 and has faced his own chaotic journey with mental health.
The streets got me fucked up, y'all can miss me, I wanna represent for us.
At this pivotal moment in the music video, Kendrick Lamar visually transforms into Jussie Smollett, the actor who infamously orchestrated a false hate crime against himself in January 2019. This incident not only made headlines but also led to his conviction, resulting in a 150-day jail sentence. Kendrick's choice to embody Smollett carries a heavy significance, suggesting a deeper commentary on the complexities of identity and representation within marginalized communities. This could parallel a statement made by Smollett during a performance at the Troubadour in February 2019, shortly after the alleged attack. During this emotional event, he boldly claimed, "I'm the gay Tupac," indicating his desire to be a symbol of resilience for the LGBTQ+ community and people of color. The phrase "I wanna represent for us" resonates with both a sense of solidarity and responsibility, echoing Tupac's sentiment about fighting against oppression. It reflects Smollett's aspiration to embody and advocate for the groups with which he identifies.
It's another peer's been executed, history repeats again. Make amends, then find a nigga with the same skin to do it.
However, Kendrick's line remains somewhat ambiguous as he transitions from this theme to discussing the tragic death of Nipsey Hussle, another significant figure whose life was cut short due to violence. When Kendrick mentions same skin to do it, it raises questions about the nuisance of representation and accountability, leaving viewers to ponder whether he's specifically critiquing Smollett's action or broader societal issues surrounding race and identity, even as he visually adopts Smollett's likeness.
Nah, in a land where hurt people hurt more people, fuck calling it culture.
In this powerful statement, Kendrick Lamar critiques the cycle of trauma and violence that continues within communities. He highlights the toxic cycle in which hurt people often hurt others. Referring to Will Smith's infamous Oscar slap, he examines the broader implications of unchecked emotions and fragile masculinity, raising questions about how societal expectation can lead to explosive confrontations.
Take the drums out.
The beat cutting out at this moment is particularly significant. It symbolizes the fragility of life and the personal impact of loss. The new perspectives Kendrick shifts to focusing on Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle, two icons who have passed away, indicate a moment of reflection. The absence of the beat echoes a heartbeat stop, adding weight to the verses that follow, emphasizing the themes of morality and legacy in his narrative.
I woke up that morning with more heart to give you as I bleed through the speakers, feel my presence. To my brother, to my kids, I'm in heaven.
This line appears to be spoken from the perspective of Nipsey Hussle because Kendrick Lamar embodies him during this part of the music video. The lyrics' sudden shifts indicates that Kendrick has embraced Nipsey's voice or spirit to confront his loved ones, conveying a heartfelt message from beyond. Nipsey addresses his fans directly through Kendrick's lyrical tribute, creating a bridge between their spirits. At the same time, Kendrick reflects on how the tragic news of Nipsey's death stirred his determination to create another installment of Hearts, which typically leads into a new album, suggesting a deep, ongoing artistic evolution.
And to my neighborhood, let the good prevail. Make sure them babies and the leaders out of jail.
Before his untimely murder in March 2019, Nipsey Hussle was renowned not only as a rapper, but also for his extensive community work and activism. He dedicated significant time to uplifting his neighborhood, focusing on giving solutions and inspiration to young black men, aiming to empower and motivate them to break free from the cycles of violence and poverty.
Look for salvation when troubles get real, cause you can't help the world until you help yourself.
Each line in these 4 bars represents a different album from Kendrick's discography, creating a retrospective narrative. The first line references Good Kid, Mad City, where Kendrick expresses a desire for goodness and positivity in his neighborhood, even when he isn't physically present to help. The second line connects to Pimp a Butterfly, where jails symbolize the systematic oppression that young people refer to metaphorically as caterpillars are caught in, illustrating the harsh realities they face. The third line highlights Them, which revolves around internal struggles and finding solace in faith and life's challenges. Lastly, the fourth line encapsulates the essence of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where Kendrick emphasizes the importance of prioritizing his mental health and family over societal expectations, highlighting the unhealthy burdens placed on celebrities and advocating for self-healing. These 4 lines collectively provide a reflective overview of Kendrick's past work, suggesting that Nipsey would advocate for introspection and growth within the culture that ultimately contributed to his demise.
And I can't blame the hood the day that I was killed. You had to see it, that's the only way to feel.
He implies that the community needs to confront its flaws to realign its priorities.
And though my physical won't reap the benefits, the energy they carry on admit still.
Kendrick concludes the final verse by continuing to raise the voices of those who've passed away but remain influential as victims of the culture. By channeling Nipsey Hussle, Kendrick emphasizes that even if Nipsey is no longer physically here, his impact endures and inspires action. As the track fades, Kendrick delivers a potent and unambiguous statement.
I want you.
This line, repurposed from Marvin Gaye, transforms into a compelling call for unity, introspection, or change, leaving listeners with a profound sense of urgency and responsibility. This powerful conclusion sets the stage for what's next, as Kendrick delves deeper into his internal battles and ethical problems, wrestling with his role as both a leader and a flawed individual. The weight of the Hearts Part 5 resonates deeply, serving as just the beginning of the journey Kendrick is set to take us on. For years, the Heart series has been Kendrick's way of opening up before a major album drop. But this time, it's not just about an album. It's about his past, his future, and his independence. Toward the end of Kendrick's public beef with Drake earlier in 2024, Drake released The Heart Part 6, mocking Lamar's series after Kendrick mocked Drake's own timestamp series with 616 in LA. Shortly thereafter, Drake would delete his Instagram post promoting this song, along with the tone of the piece itself. Many interpreted this move as Drake silently accepting defeat, but Lamar's decision to release his own Part 6 with its subtly different title indicates a decision not to recognize Drake's track, which marked the final installment in a series of diss tracks traded back and forth during the biggest hip-hop beef in years. The track itself has little to say about Drake, a non-comment that brushes past the feud. Instead, Hard Part 6 tells a reflective history of Kendrick's relationship with his old group Black Hippie, his old label TDE, and his newfound independence. The song samples SWV's 1996 R&B song, Use Your Heart, and features a soulful production credited to Soundwave and Jack Antonoff.
Absol in the corner, mumbling raps, fumbling packs of Blackie Mouse.
Absol is a founding member of Black Hippie and, alongside Kendrick Lamar, a core contributor to the early days of Top Dawg Entertainment.
His words legendary, wishing I could rhyme like him. Study this style to define my pen.
Kendrick pays homage to soul for his originality, attributing it as an inspiration for his own.
That was back when the only goal was to get J-Rock through the door.
J-Rock was the first member of Black Hippie to get some mainstream traction with a major label signing and commercial singles. He was also the first member to release an official album with July's 2011's Follow Me Home.
Warner Brother Records hope Naeem Ali will let us know.
Naeem Ali was the vice president of Urban A&R until he was laid off by Warner Bros. Records on November 5, 2010. Before being picked up by Universal Republic in mid-2012, Ali played a role in consulting with members of Top Dawg Entertainment, providing West Coast rappers a chance to learn about record deals. As the first big opportunity for a member of TDE, J-Rock signed with Warner Bros. His debut commercial single, All My Life, would release on October 16, 2008.
Me and Rock inside the booth hibernating. It was simple math. If he made it, that mean I made it.
Kendrick Lamar pays further homage to J-Rock, his longtime friend and collaborator from their early days at Top Dawg Entertainment. He emphasizes their close relationship by saying that their success is connected, to the point that they would spend the night in the studio making music together.
Everything I had was for the team. I remained patient, grinding with my brother.
Kendrick closes out the opening verse with a simple heartfelt declaration of loyalty to TDE and Black Hippie, emphasizing an era that saw the release of some classic collaborations, from a surprise 2007 Christmas Eve joint mixtape with J-Rock to alternating passage on each other's records. Every success was a stepping stone to entering the charts. This chorus samples the 1996 song Use Your Heart by SWV from the album New Beginning. Also, this line has biblical roots. The phrase, "For we walk by faith, not by sight," appears in 2 Corinthians, verse 5 through 7. In this passage, Paul encourages his readers to place their faith in the invisible spiritual aspects of life, which pertain to God. Kendrick emphasizes the importance of having true faith, urging individuals to rely on their heart and walk in by genuine faith, rather than being distracted by the challenges and circumstances they currently face. And the fact that he flipped a Pharrell sample is genius. The SWV song was one of Pharrell Neptune's produced records from the 90s. So not only was the flip good, but it's also another dig at Drake, taking his Heart's Part 6 back with a Pharrell sample. By the second verse, we start seeing a transition. It's not just about the past anymore, it's about moving forward.
My nigga Dave had a champagne Acura.
David Isaac Freely, known professionally as Dave Free, is an American filmmaker and record producer. Born and raised in Inglewood, California, he's best known for his creative partnership with rapper Kendrick Lamar.
I freestyled in the passenger. That nigga wore several hats: a producer, manager, director, and DJ.
Is a reference to Kendrick's 2012 backseat freestyle on Good Kid, Mad City. Dave Free was deeply involved in the production and support of Good Kid, Mad City. Also, he was a former co-president of Top Dawg Entertainment until he left the label in 2019. Free was responsible for trying to replicate the success of other artists on the label and for promoting Lamar and Q through TDE's joint ventures. He also directed music videos and short films with Lamar under the name Little Homies. Shortly after his leave from TDE, Free and Lamar co-founded PG Lang, an acronym for Program Language.
for this little thing of ours we call TDE.
In these lines, he's referring to his former label Top Dog Entertainment. The label is particularly renowned for having represented Kendrick Lamar during his transformative journey from 2005 to 2022, a period in which he ascended to global stardom.
Remember in the county building with mixed barley.
Kendrick has referenced the county building in many of his previous songs. In Kendrick's context, county buildings are places to cash out checks, commonly in areas with high poverty and low socio-economic class. Mixed by Ali is the mixing engineer for TDE and a longtime friend of Kendrick. He mixed and recorded many of Kendrick's top hits like Humble, Mad City, and Swimming Pool.
Tried to freak the system just to make a couple ends meet.
In these lines, he reflects on his early days with Schoolboy Q and their struggle to make ends meet, saying they had to freak the system to survive.
That's my nigga for shit show. He brought Q over, but Q didn't rap, but he learned from our inspo.
He emphasizes his deep loyalty to Q, calling him his brother, and notes how Q wasn't even rapping at first. Instead, Q learned from Kendrick and the crew, drawing inspiration that eventually led to him becoming a major force in hip-hop. This is evident in Schoolboy Q's growth, from not rapping to eventually becoming a key member of TDE. For example, on their collaboration Collard Green, from Q's Oxymoron 2014, Q's unique style shines after being mentored by Kendrick.
Sleeping next to O2 our consoles to be our refuge.
This speaks to the hours spent in the studio. The music was their place of refuge.
He was homeless and I left home.
In these lines, Kendrick shows appreciation for sacrifices, referring to Q's periods of homelessness, which Q himself has spoken to Complex. I was homeless, sleeping on the studio floor, and Kendrick was always there pushing me to keep going. The line Q said,
Dot, you won't be slept on, you the nigga to bet on,
reminds of how we called Q about believing in Kendrick's talent, with Q saying previously, Dot made me a rapper, Dot saved my life. Kendrick also credits Anthony Top Dog Theft with providing resources and support with
Top had given us the million and the home he lived in,
showing how their hopes of financial stability were based in hope and gratitude, as reflected in
hoping that we see some millions, God bless our hearts.
The third verse starts by comparing Punch to Phil Jackson, the legendary NBA coach known for his ability to guide teams to success through wisdom, strategy, and leadership, by saying,
Punch played Phil Jackson in my early practices.
Kendrick is acknowledging Punch's role in his early career, shaping him and providing mentorship, similar to how Jackson helped mold and elevate the players he coached. This metaphor highlights Punch's influence in Kendrick's growth, not just as an artist, but as a person learning the ropes of the industry.
I guess my motivation was the yearning for independence.
Kendrick reflects on his fifth studio album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He explains that his drive to make the album was knowing the fact that it would be the last album of his record deal, and that he would be independent after its release.
Poured everything I had left in the family business. Now it's about Kendrick.
He also shares that he poured his heart out in the creation of the album, which reflects in the album's theme of personal reflection.
I want to evolve, place my skill set as a black exec.
Now that he's independent, he wants to focus more on becoming an executive for his brand PG Lang and putting music on the back burner for now. Me personally, I think these bars also have more literal meaning. After Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick wants to move on from rapping about his family and how he grew up, as he has in almost all of his previous albums. He changed his focus to rapping about himself, as he does in GNX.
I jog my memory knowing Black Hippie didn't work cause of me. Creatively I moved on with new concepts in reach.
In these lines, he reflects on the dissolution of Black Hippie, a supergroup formed with fellow TDE artists Ab-Soul, J-Rock, and Schoolboy Q. While the group produced fan-favorite collaborations and generated significant excitement, they never released a full-length project. Kendrick takes accountability, suggesting that his evolving artistic vision and the demands of his groundbreaking solo career made it difficult to align with the group's dynamic. Instead of falling out with Kendrick over him wanting to leave the label, TDE and its members saw things through his perspective and came to a mutual understanding. It's truly sad but beautiful to hear Kendrick address him leaving Top Dog like this. TDE not only understands him, but they still mutually support each other even after Kendrick left the label. It feels like a new beginning for him. With The Heart Part 6, Kendrick isn't just reflecting, he's closing a chapter. This isn't about proving anything anymore. This is about moving forward. And if GNX is any indication, Kendrick Lamar isn't just evolving as an artist, he's evolving as a man. From the raw beginnings of The Heart Part 1 to the soul-bearing truth of Heart Part 6, the Heart series isn't just music, it's a mirror. Kendrick doesn't just rap, he unloads. And just like that, before every album, we get a glimpse of the man behind the masterpiece. So the next time you hear a new heart drop, pay attention, because history is about to be made.